Yo, welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a little bit of a different video. I'm going to walk you through the 5 ground rules for masculinity. And this is all part of my 4 pillars of masculinity training I offer inside of the Facebook group, the Understanding Attraction Brotherhood. So if you want inside that, you want access to that, you need to be in that group and you need to message me. I'm the owner of the group, and I will send it your way. Okay. So if you want this whole thing where I talk about the 4 pillars of masculinity, your focus, your fitness, finances, and communication, and how to fix those things, then join the group. The link's in the description. So let's focus on the ground rules for masculinity. First of all, what you got to understand is that, in this whole training, I cover, just a bird's eye view of these 4 pillars. There's so much to get into, and it's pretty much impossible to cover it all in one YouTube video. But what I want to show you in this video is just what you need to accept before you can even improve the 4 pillars of masculinity for yourself, because that's one of the most critical things that all of my clients have to understand, is that there are just some ground rules that you just have to accept as the way life is. We can't change how the world works. And so instead of complaining, let's just learn how to win within the world that we're operating in. And that's what I'm trying to help you do with this channel, okay? So if you don't know who I am, I'm Timothy Brazil. I'm the owner and founder of Understanding Attraction, and it's my mission to turn you into a man through this channel that is attractive to women for the rest of your life. And I think it's one of the most critical things that men overlook is just their ability to be attractive to women. Because at the end of the day, it's one of my ground rules, but we can't fight biology. We want to be attractive to women. And so before we focus on all of this, existential crisis shit, what are we going to do with our lives? We have to fulfill our biological drive first, which is just to be attractive to the right type of women that we want to be attracted to. And that's just what we should focus on first, in my opinion. So let's get into the 5 ground rules that I have for your masculinity. And this is the stuff that you really need to learn and internalize and just accept before you even get started on your journey. So first, we need to maximize time in the real world and minimize time in the virtual world. So you're watching a YouTube video right now. Once you're done with this video, I want you to go out and take some action. Go do something with your life. You're here to learn. And then once the internet, which is an amazing thing, has served its purpose for you, you're done. That's what a masculine leader does. Once the thing that he is using as a tool has served his purpose, he is done with it. He doesn't need to get pleasure out of it. He gets pleasure from his own life and his own accomplishments, his own goals. Okay. And so after this, I want you to literally just close out of the video. Don't even watch any of my other shit. For real. Just close out of the video. Maybe set a reminder to come back and watch other videos on the channel if this is the first video you're seeing, and do that. But don't spend hours and hours on YouTube just learning stuff, because that never does anything for you. This step of maximizing time in the real world, it really is hard if your life sucks. And I know this for a fact. I used to be a crippling video game addict. I used to just play video games all day, watch YouTube, eat junk food, and that was my entire life. And it was really hard for me to live in the real world. And it's the only way out. The only way out is through the discomfort, is maximizing your discomfort now so that you don't feel the discomfort later. Okay? And so you can feel good and just sit in the bullshit of, instant gratification and never change anything, or you can become a leader, right? But you can't be a leader if you're a consumer. Okay? You just can't be. Right? You can't be a leader. And that's what I need you to be, right? I want to create leaders. It's part of my vision with this channel, is I want you to be a leader. And so you can't be a leader if you're just consuming shit. You just can't. It's not possible, because you're going to get your emotions invested into things outside of yourself. So that's the first rule. Maximize time in the real world, minimize time in the virtual world. Okay. Second, no matter what you say, and you can't fool me. I know you're watching this and you're like, no, bro, I do this for myself. No, you don't. Becoming a god with women is literally a top priority for you and every other man on the planet, if you haven't gotten there yet. If you haven't gotten to the point where women are falling all over you, where they're just falling into your lap, and it's the easiest thing in the world to attract a woman, right? And it's just natural for you. If you haven't gotten to that point, there is no point in continuing. There is no point in focusing on other shit, because biologically that is what we are meant to do. That's like our imperative, right? It's to attract the best mate to raise our children in the best possible way. And whether you want kids or not, doesn't matter, because it's biologically what you are hardwired to want. And so you can say you're focused on your purpose. You can say you're focused on, learning how to build a business or, become financially free first. You can say that, but why are you doing those things? And it's to attract women. Okay. Don't get it twisted. Like, you're not working on your body so that you can feel good about yourself. You're working on your body so you can have women be attracted to you so you can feel good about yourself. Like, you're not getting it past me. I know this because I understand what's going on in your head, and you can cope all you want, but that's just what's happening, right? We want our genes to be passed on. It's not our biological imperative to just wait around and settle for less and date women that we're not even really happy with and just settle in to a low quality relationship. It's our biological imperative to, basically get to the point where we attract almost every high quality woman that we want and choose the best woman for ourselves. That's what you want to do. That's what the masculine drive and purpose is. It's to just dominate and have choice, have options. That's what you need to be getting to. So saying otherwise, saying that, no, I'm doing this for other reasons than to attract women, it's just bullshit, dude. Like, you're just full of it, and that's okay. Like, you just got to accept it. Okay. Like, these are the ground rules. You're not going to become a guy that's attractive to women. You're not going to become a guy that's incredibly successful until you just accept that you're doing this to gain status or to gain money or to gain good looks so that you can attract more women and you can attract higher quality women. That's just it. Or you can keep your current relationship intact and keep her attracted to you. Like, everything in our lives revolves around keeping women attracted to us, right? That's just it. Competing with other men, it's competing with other men so we can beat them, so we can attract more women. It has nothing to do with anything but the fact that we want women to be attracted to us and we want to be able to choose the best option for ourselves. Okay? That's it. We're here to dominate. We're men, right? And so accepting that is the first step. Okay? So third, it's your natural purpose as a man to grow strong and protect. So this comes from, physical strength, but also mental strength, resources, skills, generally being capable of setting and working towards and achieving ambitious goals. Okay, so if you don't have any ambitious goals, how are you going to protect? If you're not a little dangerous, if you don't have any mystery, if you don't have any sort of physical power behind you, behind your words, it doesn't mean anything. The woman can tell. The woman can tell you're bullshitting, and she wants to feel protected. If you're supposed to protect and be strong and provide as the man in the relationship, then how is she going to get that from a scrawny little kid that just needs his chocolate and his video games? Like, she's just not going to get that. Okay. And so you need to be capable of setting strong, ambitious goals. One of the first things we do when we have guys come into our program, Attraction Accelerator, is we set very ambitious goals for them. We set very clear, measurable goals that we work towards every day as a focus. And everything that they do, everything we have them do, works towards those goals. And so some of those goals, they involve going out and talking to women, but other goals involve like getting into real estate. I just brought on a guy that he wants to finish his first remodel by the end of the year, or by the end of September actually, so he can buy another house this year, so he can have 2 properties, right? He wants to fix that, get an Airbnb ready, and start renting it to people, because you need to start doing something, right? You need to start working towards goals. And as soon as you start that, you start to see this massive trajectory for yourself. And so just know that it's your purpose, it's natural, and you need to accept that you need to be strong. You can't be a weak, timid little bitch. I'm sorry to say it. Like, you can't. It's unacceptable for the modern man. And most men have fallen into that role. And you can see what that's doing. You can see how that's going for most guys. Like, 10% of the guys are getting all the women. And you wonder why. It's because 90% of men are weak. And so you can choose to accept that you should be strong. And you can get strong, because it's definitely possible. I've done it myself. Or you can complain and not get results. Okay? You can have reasons or you can have results. And you can choose one. Fourth, it's never been easier to be a feminine man. Okay? It's incredibly easy to be comfortable. It's incredibly easy to be soft. It's incredibly easy to give up on your goals. Challenge is hard. And challenge and difficulty is not something we get a lot as modern men. Okay? And so we have to manufacture that. Back in the day, if you were in the 1800s, it was hot all the time, right? You didn't have air conditioning, you didn't have electricity, right? You didn't have a lot of things that make life easier, and so you were naturally uncomfortable all the time. And so it was a little easier to step into that discomfort. Now, as modern men, we have to be uncomfortable. Okay, we have to force discomfort. I'm going to go to the gym after this. I'm going to hit a really hard leg day and like absolutely destroy my muscles because I need to seek discomfort. Okay, in the gym, there's this concept called progressive overload. And so it's basically when you increase the weight over time. And you should be progressively overloading your discipline, your focus, and your ambition all the time. You should be setting more ambitious goals every single week, every single month, every single year. You should be setting more ambitious or more structured focus. You should be harder on yourself. You should expect more of yourself every single day because you're getting stronger. You need to lean into discomfort. The men that really attract the ideal women for themselves lean into discomfort, right? Comfort makes you weak and challenge makes you strong. Okay? And so you have to understand that before we move on at all, because this will be challenging. Like, if you think it's easy to attract your ideal woman, why don't you have that yet? Why are you looking up advice on how to attract women on YouTube? It's because it's hard. But the real men that win, the men that get rewarded by society, are the men that are strong. Society tells us to like sit down and be calm and not go for what you want and just sit down and shut up and kind of relax. But that's not really what society rewards. Society rewards men that are winners. Society rewards men that are strong, that can do things despite their emotions, that can take action no matter how they feel. Like look at millionaires, billionaires, guys with six-pack abs. Like, they get rewarded for doing things they don't want to do. They don't get rewarded for being soft and comfortable. Okay, so reward comes from challenge. And that's what you have to accept first. Like, you don't do what other people tell you to do. You do what you need to do to get what you want. Like, that's the most masculine thing you can possibly do. And so if you want to live any sort of life of fulfillment, you must fight and go to war every single day. Okay? You have to protect your masculinity at all costs. There's nothing more important than your masculine frame and your masculine energy. And because of how easy life is today, it's never been more threatened. Okay? And the thing is, it doesn't feel like a threat because it feels nice and comfortable and soft. But it's very threatened. Your masculinity is being attacked every single day just by the fact that you could lay down and take a nap if you wanted to. Just by the fact that it's so easy to not go to the gym. By the fact that it costs money to get a gym membership. Like, all of that is challenging your masculinity, okay? Because it makes it easier to do nothing. It is easier to consume. It's easier to do nothing with your life. And so you have to buckle down and realize that you have to do something every single day. Okay? Let's get to number 5. Accept that you choose the problems you want in life. Okay? Problems will always happen. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was telling me about how he, oh man, what if the economy gets bad? I can't afford to invest in myself. I was telling him to invest in himself and a little bit in our program, but also just like going to the gym and all that stuff. And he had like $8,000 in savings. And I was telling him, like, dude, you got to invest in yourself now or else, nothing's going to change. And he was like, yeah, man, but like, I have this money in savings. What do I do? Like, what happens if life throws curveballs at me? And what I told him was like, listen, life will always throw curveballs at you. Life will always make shit hard. Like, there's always going to be that unexpected bill that comes up. There's always going to be that unexpected challenge that happens to you, right? Your car is going to break down. There's going to be a million XYZ things that are going to go wrong in your life. And so you can choose to create problems for yourself now and choose your problems, which is what I call winner problems, right? Learning how to communicate, learning how to build a strong body, building your wealth, being capable, how to build a fulfilling life, cultivating relationships with high quality women and high value men. Right? Cultivating all these things, right? That's problems of a winner. And you choose those problems first, and then you get the rewards later. Or you can choose problems of a loser. And problems of a loser are like feeling like shit all day, feeling depressed, feeling like you're going up the stairs and you're out of breath at the top, right? Like, you can choose those problems, but those came from choosing pleasure before You went up the stairs. Like, those are problems from 6 months ago. Those are problems from a year ago, right? And so you're piling on work for your future self to do just because you don't want to deal with the challenge now. Okay? And so you need to realize that you're choosing your problems. You're choosing the problems that you have. Problems will always come up. And so you can choose to have the problem now of, I'm going to take a massive risk. I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to build character traits and skills that will make me more money, make me more attractive to women, build me a better body, get me a better social circle, whatever it is you need in your life. You can choose to invest in that now and take a risk, or you can wait and that money will go towards your loser problems, which is like, you need surgery, you need medication, you need all these different things that are keeping your body afloat, that are keeping your finances afloat, that's fixing your car, rather than just investing early and figuring out how to make more money so you can pay for your car, no problem. Okay? All the problems that have come up in the last year and a half for me, they've all been things that either I've chosen or things that have just happened to me because I waited around. And all of the things that happened to me just because I waited around were so much harder to deal with than the problems that I chose myself. Okay? So those are the 5 ground rules for masculinity. Okay? Maximize your time in the real world, minimize time in the virtual world. No matter what you say, you can't fool me. Becoming a god with women is a top priority for every man that hasn't gotten there yet. Okay? That's a really big one. 3, it's your natural purpose as a man to grow strong and protect. 4, it's never been easier to be a feminine man and protect your masculinity at all costs. Okay? And 5, accept that you can choose your problems in life and that problems will always happen. So do you want winner problems or do you want loser problems? Okay? Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. Comment below. Let me know what you want to see in the future. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.